Oh, hello. I am live. Happy Monday, everyone. Well, to the replay crew, happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday to you, because I'm talking to one person, and that's you. So I will hold up for a little bit. Took me a while. I just scheduled the stream, yesterday? It's not been scheduled for a long time, but I'm happy to be here talking about goals, talking about strategy, talking about what's going on, our lives. Yay! Hello, Daryl. So good to see you. Talking about life strategy and leveling up. Daryl, I owe you emails. Thank you so much for those emails you sent. They are so helpful, and I love getting emails from you, getting ideas and inspiration. That's what it's all about. So I appreciate them. Please bear with me as I attempt to respond. Yay, Fruga's here. Hooray. Good evening. How are you, Fruga? Are you on vacation? I love your life. All right, bear with me as I'm getting settled here. Is this... Yeah, that'll just be how that is for the microphone. Unless I can find something to prop it up with. You would think, because I have to set up my setup every time new because this area is very heavily trafficked. You would think, ooh, that's my backpack I'm zipping up. You would think that I would like leave everything out that I need. Oh, sorry if that's annoying. The sound is just too good with this mic. You would think I would leave out everything I need to create like a good... you're on holiday for 2 weeks again. Oh, amazing. Are you at... Is it... How do you pronounce that name? Annecy? Where are you on holiday? My pronunciation is horrible, so I don't want to even try. One of my goals, Fruga, is to take a summer and spend a month in the summer in just a month in France. You are heading for Key West, so you can be like Fruga. Oh my gosh, Daryl, so cool. Are you going right now? When are you going? So one of my goals is to spend a month in France with my family. Probably this summer after school's out, because I'd love my daughter to be old enough to like actually absorb some of the language, but I would love to do that because I had a family friend who went on vacation for just a couple, I guess, a week or two to France, and I was like, oh, it just seemed like so fancy and a very rich thing to do. Like they seemed like very hardworking middle class people, very like science based. Both of her parents had sciencey jobs. And I thought that was so cool that she ended up at MIT and was a rocket scientist. And then she and her husband got tomorrow for a week. So exciting, Daryl. She and her husband got jobs at Boeing when it was Boeing 20 years ago. And then they got their JDs and were patent lawyers. I'm like, oh my gosh. So they both had like aeronautics, rocket science degrees from MIT and then got their JDs. Very cool. Last I heard, because she was up in Washington, but last I heard she's now back in the tri-state area. Should reach out. Okay, what time is it? Because I gotta watch the time. It has been a whirlwind. Things have died down. So between this Monday and last Monday, a lot has happened. And a lot of the things that were stressors are no longer stressors or are done. And that's just that it is what it is. And I knew at the time that those things were temporary. I knew that stress was temporary. All of the stress is temporary. So that is an update in my life. We are actually traveling. Where do you want to go in France for your holiday? Yes. How do you pronounce? I'll have to look up that pronunciation. I would say, and I don't know, even try it. For 4 days, it's still the winter. Annecy for 4 days. We like Aix-en-Provence is where we would maybe want to go. I don't know, somewhere by the sea, but like rent a house, like in the countryside. I feel like let me know if you think of good places for an American family to go in the country to like rent a house for a month. So we're actually getting ready to travel in 11 days. We're going down to North Carolina. It doesn't matter because we live in a co-op. So we are going for 2 weeks, and then so we're going there, and I'll be there for a week and a half, and then I'll go to my conference, and then... Oh, you live in Marseille? You lived in Marseille for 9 months. That's amazing. What did you do out there? I feel... What were you doing out there, Daryl? I want to say, were you military for a bit? So we'll be down there for 2 weeks, and I'll leave and go to my conference in Vegas, then I'll come back, and then we'll all fly up together. It's gonna be a lot of travel, a lot of moving around in the next 4 weeks or so, and then toward the end of April, it will be a little bit quieter. So we get back Palm Sunday, and then it's Easter the next Sunday, so that's gonna be a lot all at once. So that's what I have coming up life-wise, and I feel like so my whole 12-week year crusade, I could not have known any of this would happen because I started this on the 1st. And the first thing, civilian contractor with the Air Force, awesome, very, very cool. When I was teaching abroad, I worked with a lot of, or I was friends with a lot of, I was at an NCO or just contractors. Um, so when I first started reflecting on the 12-week year, because we're here to talk about our goals, I started this in January, and that was before I knew about going to this conference. That was before I knew about the travel. So Aix-en-Provence, a Aix-en-Provence, right? Aix-en-Provence. I don't know though. That's just the name that I heard. I would love to go to like I've been to Marseille. We went to Pau, Poitiers, Marseille, and then Paris. We did when I was in college, and then I got engaged in Paris. It's feel like that's very stereotypical, but such a good trip. We just stayed in one area. It was just gorgeous. Would love so really like actively planning to go back at some point. So when my daughter's a little older. So the beginning of the year, my goal was to increase my income. That was the only thing I was focusing on. Upgrading my mindset, increasing my income. And I feel like I got this opportunity professionally, and then this personal travel came. So I feel like all in all, although my income really hasn't changed that much at all, I feel like I'm laying the groundwork because professionally I've seen some movement, and it's kind of been, I wanna say, it's been a little bit up and down because I feel like with my day job, I've been moving. Obviously, attending this conference is huge, and I'm really excited, and I feel like there's been a lot coming at me, and I feel like I have to give myself mottos on how to handle this increased intensity, and I say to myself, "I'm achieving new levels of professional competence, and I handle this with grace and ease." So that's my mantra. I just sit myself down and do that yesterday because I was feeling really overwhelmed. So that is what I am doing. So now I am updating my 10-week year spreadsheet because this is for my personal, let's say personal, this is elements of growth that I'm using to hold myself accountable for personal growth. So I wanted to be able to say it's a point of pride to be able to say I completed 12 weekly accountability meetings. My scores were not great, and I didn't achieve the goals I set out to achieve in the time frame I wanted to achieve them. Oh, hey Minnie, how are you? Good to see you here. I have been posting consistently for the past 12 weeks. I came back after I want to say couple month hiatus in 2024, but I've been pretty strong in 2025. So I'm proud. I was just saying I'm proud of myself for being consistent because I set out to do this, to do one live stream every week for the next 12 weeks, and I'm 10 weeks in, and that's where we have. Okay, but you have to be careful in Marseille. Fruga says violence, murders, gang traffic, teenagers. Oh my gosh, and death for drugs. It's like Mexico. Oh my goodness. Thank you for saying that. Minnie, that's great. You need to fish out your copy. You're finished your copy of the 12-week year. Yes. I find that that's just the most helpful framework for achieving goals using specific and measurable tactics. I keep coming back to it. I haven't even opened the book, but I know the tactics. Recently opened the book. I read it a couple, like 4 years ago. But the tactics are just or the overall framework is you set your tactics, set your goals, set your tactics, and then check in every week and hold yourself accountable. So that's just the basic framework, and I found it so effective for achieving measurable goals. Which, just saying it, I did not achieve the goals I set out to in the time frame that I set out to achieve them, but I was consistent in the process, and I know that consistency yields results, and I feel like I am if I wanted to go from 0 to 1,000 or is it New York to San Francisco, I feel like I started in New York and I got to maybe, like, Ohio. I think I'm in Ohio, or I'm in Cleveland right now, right? So, now I need to go from I didn't go backwards, which is good, but I just need to keep heading in the right direction. So that's kind of the analogy I'll use as far as the progress I've made over these 12 weeks. Minnie, you're recommending the book in a webinar you're presenting this week. Oh, along with the Dave Ramsey's Baby Steps. Ooh, okay. Donald Miller, Business Made Simple. Yes, those 3 frameworks are awesome to start. Very exciting. Yes, I love Donald Miller. I really like Donald Miller. I should look him up, Business Made Simple. He's an interesting one. Dave Ramsey, I don't chill with anymore. Anything to do with him. Anything. You did that. You took a Greyhound bus from Toronto to Nashville. Very exciting. What is this webinar that you're presenting on this week? That's very exciting. Cool. One of my personal and professional goals, is to present in some capacity at some point this year. So very exciting for you. Yeah, I haven't even looked at Dave Ramsey. I knew, I mean, I hadn't looked at him in 8, 10 years. He was how I started. So I'll say, that the baby steps, and that a lot of those principles are still just solid, sort of, he took them from Crown Financial. Larry Burkett, was that Larry Burkett? Crown Financial, business benefits and financial empowerment for Black disabled entrepreneurs. Awesome. Very cool, Minnie. Very neat. I don't chill with Dave Ramsey. I just don't. Who else can we Ramit Sethi is who I recommend, who I personally look at. I love him. I listen to his podcast, and and he would even say he doesn't love his title. The title of his book is I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Many of you haven't looked at him. I would check him out. I haven't looked back at Dave Ramsey until he posted recently, and until I saw a very popular post of his, and I couldn't. I couldn't. Yeah, so I would recommend Ramit Sethi instead of Dave Ramsey, but that's just me. Let me back that up. That's my recommendation instead. So, and I don't even want to give Dave Ramsey the views at this point. So, maybe I could search. Very interesting. Because I did not watch You Took the Steps and it changed the Canadian. You took the steps and changed it to the Canadian financial systems. The 7 steps that are most important to the framework. Yes, the 7 steps are just good, solid financial basics. Yes, I agree with all the 7 steps. I totally agree with the baby steps. I do not speak the name Dave Ramsey anymore. I just don't. I just don't. Minnie, as a Canadian, what do you think of the U.S. right now? What do you think about the U.S.? I mean, maybe you think what's happening is great. The stock market has been decreasing for 2 weeks. How do we explain that? Well, say market correction. Is that what's happening? Fruga, it has been decreasing. Yes, it absolutely has. It had been on a straight upward trajectory since up until February. It was February 14th or 13th, and then it has been on a steady decline, erasing all of the gains. Your business is doing amazing since it generates US dollars, but the other stuff I'm not paying attention. That's good, because I'm trying not to. I have like one eye on current events, and that's it. Because I just feel so powerless against so much right now. And right now, again, that's what I come back to, is what I can control your controllables. And what we can control is ourselves, our thoughts, and our actions. Yes. So coming back to the 12-week year, I will check in. Here is my scoring for week 10. Let me share it out. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Here it is. Okay, so let's start at the top. Upgrade my money mindset to increase my income. Oh, this is not February 17th. Today is March 17th. Upgrade my money mindset, grow my side business. Declare wealth affirmations. I am maybe 20%. I did not do that. Write out money affirmations. Again, 20%. Look at I did that. I looked at my vision board at least once per day because it's on my phone. I see it every day. Write up future pacing at least once per week. I did not do that, but no, I didn't. Nope. 36%. I'm not even gonna put that on myself to do because I did that last week and it's great and it's so helpful. I just literally do not have the bandwidth. Grow my side business. Nothing. I did nothing. This is it. This is all I'm doing is networking with you fine folks. I did nothing this week because that's all I can do at this moment to um, swim powerfully through the waters of every day. I have no bandwidth for anything extra. 0. Week total 30%. That's accurate. Yep. But I did it. Week 10 is done. Week 11 and 12 to come. So just kind of looking ahead because is that spreadsheet available? Yes, it is. Minnie, if you go to my drop me a comment on if you go to a past video, it will be in there. I have everything will be linked in the description box of any live stream on the 12-week year. It's all in the description box. And then you just need to email for access. You just got the Donald Miller PDF. Awesome. Yes, Donald Miller is really is good stuff. He wrote a book called Blue Like Jazz, and he was in the Christian religious community for a bit and then transitioned to business because I guess he got tired of being a starving artist and wanted to actually make money. And his frame is at this story. What is it? The business. What is his title? Business Made Simple. Again, good solid stuff. I'm gonna look him up. Story Brand is his. Is his title. On-demand courses and live emails. He reminds me of Michael Hyatt. He kind of looks only, Michael Hyatt. Yeah, that's all. Okay, more comments. You've never heard of him. Yeah, it's great. that was a really good recommendation, Minnie. Business Made Simple and Flight Plan now. He has Coach Builder. Interesting. Very cool. Fruga, the European Union wants to take your savings accounts to finance military protection. That is not cool. Do not want to do that. And Fruga, it's really interesting to hear your opinion on American politics because he works with Michael Hyatt. Very cool. Focus Planner by Michael Hyatt is also good. I have looked at the Focus Planner. I don't like that it's not one book for the whole year. It's like 3 books and you have to buy them all separately. I'm like, okay. Or like 4 books. So I like Michael Hyatt as a person. And Donald Miller, I guess, too. Fruga, that's not cool. Fruga, I remember you said that your assessment of what's going on in American politics now is that, well, our country's putting our country first, which yes, that is exactly what was promised. Like, I feel like everything that was promised is happening. People are getting exactly what they were sold. They did not realize it would apply to them, and that is the part that is flabbergasting to me. Like, I am not surprised by anything that I see or read. I am dismayed and deeply, deeply, deeply saddened. And I have thoughts and feelings on all of this, but again, I'm gonna focus on what I can control, and what I can control are my actions and my thoughts, the thoughts that I choose to entertain. So and I think I'm learning to respect other people's point of view and to not let people that I've never met ruin relationships with people that I love. Even people that I love have different views than me. And also, again, makes me very sad. But again, I'm not going to let that ruin relationships, which is hard. But we soldier on. Okay, so plan for next week. So right at 20 minutes. I had a peace out right at 6 because we have a meeting, webinar, town hall with my daughter's daycare, which closed unexpectedly at the end of last week for at least 2 weeks going forward, but indefinitely, really. So she is home without care. I go to my mom's 2 days a week, thank God. So, and by go to my mom's, I mean I go to my mom's and I work and my mom takes her during meetings, which is great. And I'm so thankful for that help. So in exchange, I pay her utility bills. So that's this exchange we got going on. So so we have a meeting at 8, so we have to get my daughter ready for bed and kind of settle down before that meeting. So that's what I got to peace out for. But I got 10 minutes to go, and I am thinking ahead to what I will be able to do this upcoming week. And I think what I've learned over these you don't have a lot of money, you protect it by investing in gold. Interesting. So gold as an asset class or gold as in like gold bars? So Fruga, I hear you. I am in the same boat. You have a daughter now. I saw this, but yes, I do. I do. Yes. Yeah, a lot happened. That was in 2022. My life kind of turned upside down, um, for the better. I mean, I could not have even imagined. It's remarkable. Um, so I feel like I am 80% busy every single day. And what I have left is like 20%. And if anything changes or shifts or goes awry, like that 20% is gone. So that's what it's like now. But I'm happier than I've ever been. So that's the plus. More tired than I've ever been every day. But again, it's just how it goes. So looking ahead, what I've learned over these past 10 weeks that I've been doing the 12-week year is I've reacquainted myself with the discipline of writing. I feel like writing has been and is a core method of communication for me, and that's how I process. One of my goals from last week was to get my email newsletter out, and that has not happened. But I think I've discovered the direction I want to go. And then it's just kind of taking off and actually writing the words, which ChatGPT has been really helpful with right now. Putting in some prompts and kind of asking it to guide me along, and then I refine and put it in my voice. Or sometimes I completely scrap what they give me and I go in my own direction. And then a couple times I have put my newsletter into ChatGPT and then asked it to give me subject lines, which has been really helpful. So that's how I use ChatGPT to help with my newsletter. So that has been my biggest takeaway, and it's nothing new, it's just something I uncovered. It's like when you have, like, writing on a floor and it gets covered by, like, dirt or sand or stuff, and then there's, stuff of life comes over it, but you're like, that writing is still there, that inscription is still on the floor, you just have to push everything off of it and then keep it sacred and keep coming back to it. So that's what I have learned so far these past 10 weeks. Whew, and I think back to the version of me at the new year, who started the new year. And I knew that something would come up. But I'm like thinking, have I made that version of myself proud? What would she think about where I am right now? I'd be like, yeah. You use ChatGPT to help organize your presentation this week. It's been very helpful. Yes, yes, I find it super helpful too. If you buy 10,000 euros in pieces, it's protected by the agency in a vault. Too dangerous to have it at home. Yes, yes. So it is actual gold. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you do what you got to do. Yeah, I think that would be my first choice for an investment. Although the way the stock market's looking now, I'm like, yeah, we lost 20% of our value in our portfolios. My husband's like, well, we're down 20,000 bucks today. And I'm like, yeah, we are. So everything's on sale. So buy more. In my daughter's words, buy more. She like, she likes apples. And one day we were out of apples and I'm like, oh, we don't have any more apples. She goes, buy more. And I'm like, yeah, we got to buy more. Yes, that's correct. So looking ahead, I just want to continue to write as a means of gaining clarity and then just continue to work in the margins and be very clear about what I want to do with that max 20% of free time. Like if I have one thing that I want to do for the day, like for me, it was setting up this live stream, scheduling the live stream that I did yesterday. I'm like, that's one thing I just need to put that to schedule it, not even put a community tab post. It takes anyway. So it's like, oh, it takes 2 minutes, but at the same time, there are like 80 million there are 3 to 5 other things that I could be doing in that time, and I'm like, which takes priority? Just gotta rotate, is it cooking? Is it cleaning? Is it organizing? Is it the everyday tactics of life, everyday things of life that I gotta do, like, I have to leave and go bathe my child? Um, So just being very, very clear about what I want to accomplish, which I think this has helped. The 12-week year has helped me do overall. Okay, so I mean, how are you guys' weeks going? Let me know. What are your plans for the next week, Minnie? It's exciting. You have your presentation. It's very cool. When is your presentation? You said your business is doing amazing. You said this week. Very cool. So that's. I have a bunch of work meetings this week. So the first 2 weeks of the month are a little bit lighter, and then the last two are pretty heavily scheduled in terms of meetings. So that's what I have coming up this week. I have 3 client meetings this week. 4, excuse me. And then just packing, getting ready to go. That's probably been the biggest stressor. And it's something that I'm choosing to invest time and energy in packing, because I've mentioned this before. I haven't bought business clothes in 5 years because I've not had to work in front of people for 5 years. And I'm like, all of a sudden I have to go to a conference. We had 3 months notice, which was a lot, and I think is fine, period. So I feel like I've gathered some clothes. I'm still waiting for some more things to come in, but that's actually probably one of the biggest projects I've been doing this year, is curating my professional wardrobe, which is exciting. You have 2 properties in April, and you'll sit down for the rest of the year. Yay! Very exciting. And where did you say you're going? You're going to Key West. Very, very cool. Are you driving? How are you getting there, Daryl? That's exciting. Oh, of course, all work stuff. Yes. Let's do 2. Yes, let's do that. Yep. Thanks. Okay, perfect. Work stuff. Okay, so I'm so excited that we got this time to meet. I'm excited to post this. If you're watching on the replay, let me know what your goals are for this week, how you did last week, and what your plans are going forward. So thank you. You're flying and leaving your puppy in daycare. It really is like a child, right, Daryl? Yeah, but flying is the way to go. Like, we used to do road trips as a kid, and I would 1,000 times every time fly, because then it's just over quicker, especially with a kid. The flying is it's a little hairy, but every time I would choose to fly. Okay, exciting, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm excited to check in with you again next week, and then I'll make some kind of plans for our last 12-week year live stream. So thanks again for being here. Take care. Bye.